Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be going over the pros and cons of living in Rocklin, California. So maybe you've been looking to move to the greater Sacramento area and now you're looking at all the different Sacramento suburbs and your brain's starting to explode trying to figure out which one is best for you. Here on the channel, I go through all of them one by one and then I compare them head to head in my town versus town videos. And today's is one that you requested on Rocklin, California. I'm going to go over 5 pros, 5 cons, and 1 maybe that you'll have to decide, is it a pro or a con for your family? Starting with pro number 1 of living in Rocklin, California, which is great schools. Pro number 1 is great schools, and the entire area around Rocklin has excellent schools. If you go to greatschools.org, you'll find that most of the schools have a 7 out of 10 or higher, with the 2 high schools having a 9 out of 10 on greatschools.org. There's a total of 12 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, 2 high schools, and a couple of charter schools in the area for you to choose from. Now, that diversity of elementary schools means you're likely to have an elementary school really close to your neighborhood and you don't have to drive too far to go to it. Now, one of the other things about the Rocklin area is that they have Sierra College present there. Now, I know it's weird to talk about a college because we're usually just talking about elementary school, middle school, and high school, but having a junior college right there where your graduating high school students can do 2 years of their degree program at junior college rates with the incredibly high prices of a college education these days is pretty amazing. They can do those 2 years at JC prices while still living at home and save a ton of money on their college education. So Sierra College is a huge benefit to the Rocklin community. So no matter how you slice it, whether it's elementary school your kids are in, junior high, high school, or if you have some entering college freshmen, Rocklin has a ton to offer when it comes to schools. Right about now, you might be wondering who I am and why you should be listening to me about Rocklin, real estate, or anything at all, really, and it's a fair question. My name is Rich Curtis with eXp Realty, and I've been selling homes in Placer County, El Dorado County, and Sacramento counties for nearly 20 years now, in markets ranging from the Great Recession to the COVID market insanity and everything in between. So when it comes to local real estate here, I've got you covered. My goal with this channel is to help you make the highest quality real estate decisions you can from the comfort of your couch. So to that end, let's move on to pro number 2 of living in Rocklin. Pro number 2 of living in Rocklin, California is community events. They do a great job with hosting a lot of events to get you out, hanging out with your neighbors, and having a good time. Now, this includes summer movie nights at Quarry View Park and Johnson View Park. It includes their massive 4th of July festival just before the 4th of July, and a series of fun runs they host throughout the year. No matter what you're looking for, Rocklin hosts a ton of events to get you out doing interesting, cool things around your neighbors, and it really creates a great community feel and vibe. Pro number 3 of living in Rocklin is parks and trails. They have a great park system with over 37 parks in Rocklin. Now, a lot of these parks actually happen to be right next to or attached to the schools, which gives you a great after-school play option to get the energy out of the kids at the end of the school day before bringing them home. But no matter which park you go to, there is so much to offer here. I've already mentioned 2 of my favorite, Quarry Park and Johnson View Parks, but whether you're looking for a splash park or even a hockey rink, the park system in Rocklin has it all. If you made it this far and you're getting anything at all out of this video, hit the like button, click subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss another video with crucial information to help you with your move to the Sacramento area. Pro number 4 of living in Rocklin is access to a really robust and excellent job market. With local employers from Intel to Amazon and Kaiser, there is a lot to choose from here. And if there's not something directly in Rocklin or even one of the suburbs around it, you're just a short 25-minute drive from the capital, which gives you access to all of the jobs the capital has to offer. Political jobs, state jobs, tons of retail and restaurant jobs. It's really endless. The Sacramento region has a really robust job market, and Rocklin has access to all of it for you. So you have a really high chance of getting to work in the community you live in or with a very, very short commute. Pro number 5 and the last pro on our list today about living in Rocklin is golf. Rocklin is known for golf with 34 golf courses within about a 20-minute drive of the center of Rocklin. That's a pretty amazing diversity to choose from, including a local favorite, the Whitney Oaks Golf Course. Now, full disclosure here, I'm not a golf guy. If you've been watching the channel for any amount of time, you know I'm an adventure sports guy. Hiking, rafting, paddleboarding, snowboarding, mountain biking, that's more my jam. I don't play golf, but a lot of my clients do. And a lot of my clients over the years that have ended up choosing Rocklin, access to amazing golf courses has been really high on their list of reasons why Rocklin became the right community for their family. All right, as you can see from the pros section, Rocklin is a really great place to live. In fact, it's frequently voted in the top 50 places to live in the country and the top 7 places to live in the state of California. So there is a lot to recommend about Rocklin, but no place is perfect. Every community has its own quirks and challenges that may make it not the right place for your family. So it's important to talk about those things. So we're gonna get into it right now. On with the cons. Con number 1 of living in Rocklin is high home prices. Look, this is an in-demand community with large, beautiful homes near golf courses and all of the great things that Northern California has to offer, and as such, it commands a premium. The greater Sacramento area runs about $516,000 median home price as of recording this video in the fall of 2024. And by contrast, Rocklin is running about $715,000 median home price. Right next door, Roseville, a great bargain at only $652,000 for the median home in Roseville. So if you're relocating from a Sacramento suburb or somewhere else in the greater Sacramento area, then Rocklin might feel like a bit of a premium. Now, if you're one of our relocation clients coming from the Bay Area or LA, where the median home prices range from about 1.4 to 1.7 million, then Rocklin is gonna seem like a relative bargain. You'll be getting a lot of home for your money in Rocklin for your $715,000. Now, of course, that begs the question, what do you get for your median home price of $715,000 in Rocklin, California? Now, for that, you're gonna get on average about a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home, around 2,000 to 2,500 square feet, built in the late 90s or early 2000s on a small lot in pretty great shape, might need a little bit of updating. Con number 2 of living in Rocklin is the cost of living. This is not a cheap place to live. Of course, we just went over the fact that home prices are higher here than the average in the area, but also utilities are higher here. Its neighbor, Roseville, is running on Roseville Electric, quite cheap power. Folsom is running on SMUD, quite cheap power. Rocklin, unfortunately, is running on PG&E, which is the highest cost power in the state of California. Now you combine that with large homes and hot summers, and you have a recipe for high utility bills. Now you combine that with the high home prices and the fact that most of these homes happen to be in newer home building communities where you're also going to have HOA and Melrose taxes. You put that all together and you have a relatively high cost of living in Rocklin compared to other communities nearby. Look, if at the end of this video you still aren't sure if Rocklin's right for you, or you want to compare Rocklin to Roseville or some of the other communities and you're just not sure where you want to land in the Sacramento area, feel free to reach out to me via the contact information on your screen or in the description down below. Like I said, I've been selling homes here for nearly 20 years and I've helped hundreds of families just like yours decide where to land in the Placer County area or the greater Sacramento region, and I'm always happy to help. All right, now back to the cons. Con number 3 of living in Rocklin is traffic. Look, there's 2 major freeways that service this area, Highway 80 and Highway 65. Highway 65 especially is really known for jamming up at peak traffic times of the day. And as they're building out more and more in neighboring communities like Lincoln, it's putting more and more pressure on Highway 65. They're doing their best and making changes and expansions to Highway 65 to try to alleviate this, but there's no doubt about it. If you live in Rocklin, traffic is going to be a part of your daily life. Now, if you're trying to leave Rocklin and head down towards the capital, towards Sacramento, and you're going to be using Highway 80 to access some of those areas, Highway 80 itself can get pretty bogged down with traffic at peak traffic times. So both freeways you're going to be using on a regular basis in and out of Rocklin are prone to traffic at certain times of the day, and traffic is just going to be part of your life living in this area. So if you don't like traffic, Rocklin might not be the place for you. But to be fair, if you don't like traffic, Sacramento probably isn't the place for you. Now, if you're coming from the Bay Area or LA, this isn't the type of traffic you're used to. It isn't that kind of hours and hours sitting in traffic kind of deal. It's more like adding 15 to 30 minutes to whatever trip you're taking. Something a little more like San Jose, South Bay Area traffic and not getting through LA traffic. Con number 4 of living in Rocklin, and this is a funny one, and for some of you maybe it won't be a con, but con number 4 is trains. Now, there's significant portions of East Rocklin that have the train tracks running right through them, and there's still active train tracks, and so there's train noises and honking and clacking and all the associated things that your kid runs around making noises when they're playing trains. That runs through some people's backyards, some people's work neighborhoods, and for some people it's a real distraction and they really don't like it. And for others, it's just white noise or even kind of fun and a benefit because they really like the nostalgia of having the trains come through. So it might not be a con for everybody, but for a significant portion of the people I've sold homes to over the years in Rocklin, a lot of them tell me, hey, stay away from the train tracks. I don't want to deal with the train noise. It's just something to know, and it's more of an East Rocklin issue than anything else, but it's something you should know before you move here. If you don't like train noise, you might want to stay away from that part of town. Con number 5 and the last con on our list today is the fact that this is a driving city. It really is. It's not a very walkable city. It's not a very public transportation friendly city. There's definitely places, of course, to get out in the parks and the trails and exercise, but in terms of the daily moves of your life, going to get things done, that's all going to be done in the car and dealing with the local traffic. That's just suburban life. This is a driving city. You're going to spend a lot of time in the car. So if you're coming from some of our places like San Francisco or downtown LA, places that are really walkable or have a really robust public transportation system, then this is going to feel like a little bit of an imposition to you to have to use the car for everything. All right, on these pros and cons videos, I always like to give you one maybe. It might be a pro, it might be a con. It kind of depends on your family. And for this one, the maybe is it's the burbs. We touched on that a little bit in the last one about it being a driving city. This is very much a sprawling suburban landscape. Now, for a lot of people, the suburbs represent the best of both worlds. You have a little more space around you, you still have access to a lot of the great things that the city has to provide. And for other people, the suburbs are the worst of all worlds. You don't have all the excitement of living in a downtown area, and you don't have all the space and quiet and solitude of living in a rural area. You're in that in-between space. So some people absolutely love the burbs and it's a sweet spot for them, and other people hate the burbs and would never, ever, ever choose to live there. You'll have to decide for your family, is the fact that this is a suburban environment a pro or a con for you. All right, this wraps up our discussion of the pros and cons of living in Rocklin, California, and I hope this has helped you decide if this place is right for your family. But if you're still undecided and you want to check out some of the other local cities, you can click this video right here for the pros and cons of living in Roseville, which is right next door to Rocklin. If you'd like to check out maybe Folsom on Highway 50 as an option, you can click this video right here on the pros and cons of living in Folsom. And if you'd like to see these towns compared in a head-to-head town versus town battle, you can click this playlist right here for my town versus town videos, which will include a Roseville versus Folsom video and an upcoming video where we'll do Roseville versus Rocklin and Rocklin versus Folsom as well. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for making it to the end with me, and I'll see you on the next one.